What if your mind were an invisible battlefield, where the war for your truth is waged? At the very heart of our digital existence, in the silent laboratory of the psyche, an inescapable call emerges. The Mental Liberation Manifesto. It is not a plea, but a declaration of war against the shadows, an imperative of cognitive decolonization. We are the final frontier, and our minds are the territory to defend. Do you feel the pull of a deeper truth that has been silenced by the noise outside? This odyssey is not a predetermined path, but a bold exploration that begins with the powerful questions. They are not mere questions, but master keys forged in the fire of sacred doubt, capable of opening the deepest cells of imposed certainty, revealing the invisible bars that confine our perception. The result of this mental alchemy is an expanded consciousness, an expansion of the soul beyond the confines of the known, like an eye opening to colors and dimensions never before perceived, to an interdimensional symphony that has always been there waiting to be heard. It is the restoration of the integrity of knowledge, returning its power to nourish and uplift, to be a river of light that irrigates the garden of our own divinity. Are you ready to wield the art of the question and become the architect of your own mental liberation? The journey begins with your next big question. We live in an era where cognitive colonization is an invisible plague. Our minds, fertile fields for creation, are subverted by external narratives, algorithms that dictate our attention, and prefabricated truths that infiltrate our being. We become executors of other people's agendas, believing we are choosing when, in reality, we are being chosen. The ability to think for ourselves, to feel the truth in our own pulse, is eroded. This silent subjugation generates a profound existential crisis. We become puppets of mental inertia, prisoners of our own echo chambers, unable to transcend the noise to hear the symphony of our soul. Do you feel the weight of this invisibility, the erosion of your own mental sovereignty? The antidote lies in the activation of the powerful question. This is not just a tool, but an existential stance that allows us to dismantle imposed constructs. By asking with intention, we become the archaeologists of our own truth, digging beneath the layers of imposition to find the unshakable foundation of our being. You felt adrift in an ocean of information, your mind like an echo of other people's voices, a fragmented mirror reflecting the confusion of the world. External validation was your compass, and digital noise drowned out your own intuition, leaving you vulnerable to every stream of information. You were a passive spectator of your own existence. Now imagine being the master of your own internal cosmos. Your mind a prismatic crystal refracting the light of truth into a full spectrum of understanding. Your attention is a laser beam cutting through the dense fog of misinformation, and your intuition, an unwavering beacon guiding you toward the resonant truth. This quantum leap is achieved through the deliberate practice of deep questioning, knowledge, healing as a spiritual discipline. By asking powerful questions, you begin a process of emotional and cognitive literacy that allows you to navigate the post-truth world not as a victim, but as a conscious explorer. This manifesto does not offer a set of answers, but rather a revolutionary paradigm for interacting with reality. It is a liberating epistemology that transcends mere knowledge to focus on the autonomy of the being. It is a star map for the digital soul, a guide to expanded consciousness in a universe of information. It will equip you with the tools of the powerful question to dismantle imposed narratives, cultivate critical thinking, and strengthen your mental autonomy. You will learn to discern, question with purpose, and restore the integrity of your own knowledge, turning informational chaos into a path to spiritual growth. This manifesto has been carefully woven to not only be read, but to resonate in the depths of the reader's being, activating an ancestral memory of freedom. By exposing the subtle oppression of cognitive colonization, an experience that many intuit, but few verbalize, is validated. The promise of expanded consciousness and freedom of thought appeals to a universal longing for authenticity and personal power. Curiosity is ignited by revealing questions as tools of transformation. Urgency is intensified by presenting decolonization as an imperative for our spiritual survival. Emotional resonance is the driving force behind the action of sharing. When a message touches the core of our truth so deeply, the need to spread it becomes an unstoppable impulse, an act of conscious virality that contributes to a collective cognitive awakening. Sharing this text is not just spreading information, it is sowing seeds of liberation in the vast garden of human consciousness. If cognitive decolonization leads us to transcend imposed truths, what happens in the space beyond those truths? And how do we discern between genuine freedom and a new form of self-deception, originating from even more subtle programming? Is there a root question that, once formulated, dissolves all illusion? In a universe where information is energy, and attention is the currency that activates it, how can we ensure that our mental autonomy is not, ironically, the next frontier for an even deeper colonization, where our most intimate questions become data for a cosmic age? If expanded consciousness allows us to perceive interconnected dimensions, is it possible that freedom of thought is not an end, but the portal to a universal attunement where our individual minds merge into a cosmic intelligence without questions or answers, just pure existence?